This is the tool that will save you hours upon hours of time when you are doing product research. Instead of manually going through a list one by one, product by product, you're going to get a scanning software like ScanUnlimited to do all of that work for you. So ScanUnlimited is a scanning software that I recently started using. Someone had mentioned it to me. I did a little bit of research, started using it, and I fell in love with it. Now, I used AMZ Analyzer for the longest time, which you can also use. But the only problem with AMZ Analyzer is that it is not web-based, so I could not use it on my Mac, which means I would have to use my old PC to scan lists, and it started being too much of a hassle. If you do want to go with AMZ Analyzer, they are coming out with a web-based format, which is going to come out later in the year. So depending on when you're watching this, you can also go to AMZ Analyzer, or you can use ScanUnlimited. I am recommending ScanUnlimited because I think it's faster and I think it's way easier to use. So before we get into ScanUnlimited and how to format all this, we're going to get into a few inventory lists so you can know how to correct certain issues you're going to run into. So this is Google Sheets. I use Google Sheets and I use Excel. I know a little bit more of Google Sheets, which is why I rely on it a little more, but I also use Excel. If you know how to do everything on Excel that I'm about to show you on Google Sheets, then that's great. If not, then you can do it the same way I do it. So this is just a sample for my supplier. So let's go over a few common problems you may run into when you get a list from a supplier. Now the first one is that the UPC title or the price title is not on row 1. It has to be on row number 1. It doesn't matter which column it's under, but as long as it is on row number 1, it will be able to get scanned by the software. Also, depending on which software you're using, you might need to have the UPC code and the price all the way to the left or somewhere else. But with ScanUnlimited, it doesn't matter. You can have the UPC title, the price title, anywhere on the top row, and it will pick it up. So make sure that the titles for whatever is going on is on the very top. So price at the very top row, UPC codes, UPC title on the very top. It doesn't have to say UPC. It can say whatever you want, but you need to have it on there. So now you may get a list and it has a very clean format, all UPC codes with nothing else in between. And it has the UPC codes and the price. But sometimes you will get suppliers that will throw little things in here like these two little stars that we can see on all 4 of these. Or they'll throw in this little quotation at the very end. And if you run into that and you try to upload it to your software, it won't pick it up. Right? So we're going to have to replace all of these little things. So all you would have to do in Google Sheets is you would go to Edit, Find and Replace. And we want to replace the 2 little stars. So you say find all those, replace them with nothing. And then it replaces all of them. And now we want to replace the little quotations. So again, find them, replace them with nothing, replace all, and that's it. We're good to go, okay? So now all of those are gone. It's a little cleaner. So another problem you may run into is if you can tell on these 2 first rows, they're shorter than these rows, right? So they don't have as many numbers. And you typically run into this problem when you upload it to Google Sheets and there is a 0 on the front. Because there is a 0 on the front, Google Sheets will take that off. And if you do run into that problem, all you have to do is go to Format, you go to Number, and you just click on Plain Text. If you click on Plain Text and then re-upload it, it'll bring the 0 back and it'll do it properly. Now the next problem that we're going to talk about, we're going to do it in Excel. Like I said, I utilize Google Sheets and Excel because I am more familiar with Google Sheets. But with this particular problem, I go to Excel. And that's going to be this UPC code problem right here. If you see a plus, a number, and it looks similar to this is I just wrote this out, but this is similar to what it's going to look like. It's a collapsed UPC code. For some reason, that's what happens. I don't know what the reason is. But in order to fix that problem, all you're going to do is go to Format right here. And you're going to go to Format Cells. Once you go to Format Cells, you're going to click on Number. And where it says decimal places, you're just going to move it to 0. And you're going to click OK. That will expand the UPC code so that it will be able to read it. Because if you enter it like this, your scanning software won't be able to read it. And if I click OK right now, it's not going to do anything because I typed this out just to show you as an example. But that is how you would do it, okay? So if you run into a collapsed UPC code, all you would need to do is go to Format, Format Cells, go to Number. Very, very simple, okay? So these are the common problems that you're going to run into. And now that you know how to fix them, let's go back to ScanUnlimited. Okay, so like I said, this software is very, very easy to use. It is a paid software. I think it's $40 a month, but it is well worth your money, and it is going to save you tons of time. And like I said, I recently started using this, but it'll tell you how many items you've scanned, how many files you've uploaded. I've obviously uploaded much more than this, but this is all I've uploaded with this software. Now, if you want to upload a new file, you're going to go to plus new scan, and you're going to download it by clicking on here. You find the file, and then you're going to upload it to ScanUnlimited. So I have my test list uploaded to ScanUnlimited, and I'm going to pick UPC code because that's what I want them to search by. You can pick any one of these depending on what you're looking for, but I always go to UPC code. And we're going to go to product ID. Like I said, it has to be in the header, and mine says UPC code / SKU. And then the next one is going to say price. Okay, remember, you want to put the UPC code on the left and the cost column, price, on the right. I'm in the US marketplace. I want to know USD, and then condition is new. And you just click start, and it's going to start processing it, and it's going to tell you the percentage right here. So like I said, it's very fast, and then once it's complete, we will go through it. So it's done. Let's go test list. Alright, so this is a bunch of video games, and the whole list is right here. Now this may seem overwhelming because they do throw in a lot of different things that you can look for, but all we're going to do is we're going to go to filter, and we can turn off everything we don't want. You can leave on anything that you want depending on what you want to be able to see. I like to keep it very simple. Obviously you want to keep the UPC code, you want to keep the cost, you want to keep the ASIN, you want to keep the sales rank, you want to keep the title. You can leave the brand if you want, you don't have to, so we'll just turn it off. Just click on the eye. I don't care about the height, the length, the width, the weight, package quantity. Obviously you want to have the price that it is selling for on Amazon. You can have the new offers, you can have the category. You don't need to see the FBA fee or the referral fee because you're going to find that out during your product research when you use the calculators that are a little more accurate. You don't want to see variable closing costs. You can leave shipping cost if you want. You can turn that off, and then you're going to leave the profit and ROI. After that, you just click over here, and all the filters are going to be applied. So our list is much smaller. Now, if you want to categorize by sales rank, by profit, by ROI, all you would need to do is click on the 3 little columns next to the title, and you want to know greater than, sales rank 1, or you want to go less than sales rank, 5,000, whatever it may be, and it's going to adjust to that point. So let's do greater than sales rank 1. All right, so we just clicked enter, and then it'll pop it up, right? So we can see in this particular list, there's a lot of products that are not profitable at these low sales rank. So we want to change our ROI or change our profit. So let's change our profit to greater than 10%. So now everything is organized by sales rank and by profit. Okay, so we can see 27% ROI, 32% ROI, 51% ROI, 27% ROI, all of these different percentages, and we know the sales rank that are right here. So then when you want to do your product research, you would just click on the title right here, Mega Man 11 Nintendo Switch, and just keep in mind the price, and it's going to take you to that Amazon listing. And then from there, you start your product research. You go through the Keepa graph, you go through your AMZ Scout Pro, and you just calculate everything that I've showed you in the product research module, okay? And that's it, that's all you have to do. And then you just keep going down this list, doing product research, trying to find out which products are winners, which products are losers, write them down, and then when you find the products that you're interested in, you just send an email to your supplier telling them which units you want at which price that they have them listed. Also mention in there the UPC code, and then you place your order. And that's it. But we went through, I believe, 916 different products in a matter of 10 seconds because that's how fast the scanning software was able to compile all of this data. And then from there, we're just going down this list, doing product research on each individual one. Okay, so now that you know how to run your list and scan all of your products so that you can see which ones are profitable, ScanUnlimited offers so many more tools than I think any other software out there. So you can get a bunch of different product details if you click on this box over here on the side, or you can go to your listing. So let's go to this Fallout 76, and we're going to hold shift and click on it. So you give it a second to load, and then you're going to get this. These are a bunch of product details that are very valuable to us. So here's the game. It tells us the FBA, what the current buy box is, but we also get the sales rank data for the last 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, and the current rank. And we get the Keepa graph right here. So what ScanUnlimited did was After Keepa started charging the subscription fee, they reached out to Keepa and had them incorporate a lowered version of this Keepa subscription, and they included it in this software. So what you get on your Keepa graph is the sales rank, the marketplace new price, which is the blue one, and then you get to know if Amazon's on the listing or not, which is a lot of great information. You can go back 90 days, 365 days. Now, I still suggest you sign up for Keepa because you can get more data like the buy box and the historical data. But you do get a little bit of the Keepa graph here. Now, what you get over here are the offers, all of the sellers that are currently on the listing. You get to see their price, you get to see the condition they're in, what kind of method they're using to sell. Are they using merchant fulfilled or FBA? You get to see all of the seller names and you get to see their rating. Okay, so these are the seller ratings that these guys have and how much feedback they have. Now, they'll also tell you how much stock they have. Now, the stock isn't quite as accurate, but sometimes it may give you an idea of how much inventory they have left. And if we click on this arrow, we can also see that they're going to tell you when Amazon's on the listing and at what price they're at. So that's a ton of information that you can use to give you a better idea if you want to get into this product or not. And you can do it all off of ScanUnlimited. And then you can also click on the listing to go to the offer, but you get all of this information here as well. And then if we go down, we can also calculate our profit. Go right here. Let's say we're going to get this product for $23 and the product price is $37.45. All right, so then all added up, we would get a net profit of $4.62 and an ROI of 20%. Now it also tells you different variations that your product may have. So these are all the different variations that this specific game has. Doesn't mean that they're on this same listing. They're just different variations on the Amazon platform that match with this game. So these are a ton of additional tools that you can use when you're doing your product research. So again, all you have to do, let's go back to the scan, is you click on this little box over here all the way on the right, or you just hold shift and you click on the listing and it will pop up all of the product details. But such an incredibly powerful tool that throws so much information on each individual product that you don't even have to leave the software to access. Like I said, I still recommend that you guys download Keepa, even though you do get a watered down version of Keepa on here, but you still want to know what the buy box is and you still want to know the historical data on a product. But very, very powerful tool that I highly recommend.